Right then, welcome back to the Mastering Chat vlog thing. I really should settle on a name, shouldn't I? So this is another supplementary video to the thing I was talking about 2 videos ago, which was talking about how to pick a mastering engineer for your project, how to find somebody that's suitable for your needs and your music and that you can work with professionally. This is going to be another contentious one because there are people who do this who I have lots of respect for, and I wish no ill upon them. But personally, I find before and after examples of mastering to be mostly useless for quite a few reasons. Now, I can understand why, as a consumer or a potential client, this might be interesting to you because it shows some actual work done. But like I keep saying, I don't want to sound like a broken record, credits will tell you what somebody has done. You can listen to stuff, you can get an idea of the scale of the project and the fact that they successfully did it. Mastering is bespoke. It's not an in and output thing. You don't do mastering to a sound and that's the mastering. It's chosen by a person, it's communicated, it's understood by people, and sometimes there's a couple of versions and revisions and updates. What before and after shows you is specifically what you did on that project. But why is it that the outcomes for your project would be the same as the project that you've heard? Might be the same genre. You might even like the sound of it quite a lot, the mastered version. But it doesn't really tell you what they're going to do with your audio. And then you can say, yeah, but you can hear the before and after. But unless your before is the same as their before, why would the journey be the same? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, a lot of mastering engineers will, if you ask them nicely, will give you a little free sample. You know, sometimes I don't really advertise this, but someone says to me, basically, if somebody says they've got a job and they say, we're trying to decide who to go with, this, you know, this song's a tricky one or this song's the lead single, can you do just a quick master on it and we can get an idea of if we're working, you know, well together. It's also an opportunity as a mastering business to woo them over with your communication skills. And that will show you, well, it will give you a starting point, won't it? Because you might say, I really like your price, I really like the way that you've spoken to me, I like the way you're working with me, I like most of what you've done to the master, but can we have a go at this? And at that point, you say, yeah, let me get you a quote for the whole album or whatever. If you're happy to work with me, let's continue this. But listen to somebody else's project doesn't tell you. I mean, it tells you probably that it's louder and that the EQ has changed. And you might listen to it and go, yeah, I think that's better. But maybe it could be more better. Maybe the result is great, but maybe in context, not so good. I can see why this became a thing, because there was a point where the internet, I'm showing my age here, you weren't able to put quality files on. My cat's about to appear again, hang on. I tried to get her on the thumbnail, so one of the previous videos. It's her 8th anniversary today of when we got her. So I'm going to wave at the camera, hello, to try and get it to appear on the thumbnails, because I want to put it on the thumbnails because we'll get more clicks. Anyway, that's Inca, one of my 3 cats. Anyway, so before and after, there was a point where the internet wasn't suitable for streaming audio off websites, and there was a point where you could, and it was, you know, a lot of people were like, here's an opportunity for me to show the process of mastering, and it, you know, became quite popular. I've never really subscribed to doing it because I'd rather give you a list of credits, Spotify list, you know, that sort of stuff, Discogs credits, because then you get a real idea of what I can do, what you know, what I've actually done and what I can achieve. It's all these records. There's also the point that the sound of the master is the work's done by the mastering engineer, but it's signed off by the artist or the producer or the label. It's not a simple input and output thing. So I might disagree with revisions, but it's not my project. I'm being hired on to do something. If you hire someone to paint your house green and they paint it red, you would say, why the hell have you painted the wrong colour? You know, and then they would say, well, I felt like painting it this way. It's what I thought was best. I might think it's best to make something darker, but the artist might say, no, this is about brightness. This is what the record needs to be. I've decided, and then it's your job to interpret that and make it brighter in a way that works for the client, because they are hiring you. Your name's on it as a credit, but that's it. You're not an artist, you're an engineer. Now, some mastering engineers are hired for a certain sound, but you're still paying them. See what I'm saying? They're not a collaborator in the sense that you're going to go and sell loads of records and you're both going to get money out of it. They're not a featured artist, they're not a producer. They're just someone that you hire to get it over the line. So I hope this makes sense. I'm not dunking on anybody who does this stuff, but it does wind me up quite a bit when people demand this stuff. Or there was recently a discussion on Gearspace where I sort of got a bit heated with somebody who was basically saying that, you know, if you don't hear any before or afters, how do you know what the mastering engineer does? To which point I said, all their flipping credits are on the website. They're doing work every day. You can see they're doing it. There's a ledger of work in real time, constantly being added to, posting stuff on social media. People are crediting them on records. They're doing work. And it's this level of suspicion which at some points the mastering business is probably lent into for financial gain at some points. But it's just more stuff that gets in the way of getting the project done. And I'm really flipping passionate about this idea of like, I'm serving you and I'm getting it done and I'm helping you and I'm working with you and I'm taking money off you because I can do it well. I'm not doing it for, what's the word kids use today? Clout. I'm not doing it to show off. I'm not doing it as a flex. Yeah, it's cool to go in the pub and somebody says, oh yeah, I like this record. You go, I mastered that record. But you're still doing like such a small amount of that record. You're such a small credit, really. You know, if it's a difficult remaster, then yeah, maybe you do take a bit more credit. But not as much as the label that's put the work to put it out, not as much as the original artist. You know, we are important but small cogs. And I think having some humility about this will make you a better engineer. Anyway, that's why I don't particularly like the before and after thing. There are some situations where perhaps that's useful in the world of audio. Maybe reamping or something like that, but mastering, no. Credits, credits, credits! Always credits!